Good, good. Jose?
My name's Derek. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Is it cold in there or is it me?
It's you.
It's me?
Yeah, feels good.
Okay. So you guys excited?
Yes.
Yeah,
You're going to be working hard fourth quarter, taking a little bit of time off. What's on the agenda?
Working.
Working.
alright.
I know I'm working.
Okay.
No time off. Took time off earlier this year, so no
You
time
did?
off. Yes.
Okay. So anybody see the shift in the market?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Right?
A lot of price adjustments.
A lot of price adjustments, right?
Yep.
They call price adjustments the new listing,
Oh.
by the way. Okay? Anybody think that 2019 is going to be different than 2018?
Yes.
In a good way or a bad way?
Good
Good
way.
way.
A good way.
Yeah.
So we are just starting to see what we call the new economy. So it's not just in real estate. Talk to your buddy at T-Mobile, talk to your buddy at Wells Fargo. You're seeing what they call layoffs, right? Before we get started. Okay? So it's going to be a new economy. How long have you guys each been in the real estate industry? Charles?
5 years.
5 years.
Just started a few months ago.
Just started a few months ago.
0 still technically.
Brand new.
14.
14. Long time. Great. So you have the benefit of seeing a little bit different cycles. Okay?
7.
7. Okay. Long time. How long have you guys been in the real estate industry? Yeah. I mean,
License 14.
14.
Full time 4.
4. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow, you've done a lot before. How long in the business?
4.5 years.
Okay.
License 4. Business 10.
Okay. So for the most part, most of you guys have only seen a good real estate market. I'm going to let you guys know that. For the most part, besides 14, right? You've seen a bad real estate market. 2007, 2008, when we would show properties and there was nobody in the houses, right? Does that make sense? Before we get started, we're going to read for Nusha and then we're going to get going. But here's a question that I have for you, and I framed it up with our team. And by the way, if you know anybody that is looking for more support, looking for a team structure, we are hiring. We're expanding our operations here in Kodiak. Okay? So we're now in 7 different market centers, 36 agents, so we're growing a massive operation, up to 100 agents. Okay? But, so a question that I posed for my partners is, do you think we're going into a good real estate market or a bad real estate market? Anybody have any thoughts on that before we get started?
Good.
A good real estate market.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent real estate.
Anybody would say bad real estate market?
What's the question?
Are we going into a good real estate market or a bad real estate market 2019?
Always good.
Okay. Are you guys just optimists or do you
No.
believe that?
What
No, we do believe
Market's
it.
gonna
because
shift.
we're
You
gonna
do believe
get
it?
market
Now it's
share.
gonna shift, yeah.
Okay. Do we have any markers, Anusha, anywhere?
You need a wipe off board?
Yeah, so just a couple things. Okay, so if we could, great. Other than that, we're gonna get started. But I'm gonna tell you, you guys believe mindset has a lot to do with things?
Absolutely.
A lot to do with things, right? So I'm going to tell you what I told my partners is this, and it's in here. We are going into the best possible real estate market you could ever imagine. And if there is a time to make a lot of money, it's going to be in the next 5 years. Okay? You guys get that? Now that's just not an optimist standpoint. You're good.
Okay.
I make anything work, man. If I start off with a square back and work
You want me
it,
to
you
stick
know.
them up on the wall? Stick it up on the wall?
No, this is good. Hey, no, this is good. Just a marker, I'm good. Okay? So, I'm going to just tell you this, and then we're going to roll into kind of this thing. Okay? Thank you, by the way. Why is it a good real estate market? You guys should want to know, right? You guys like simple or complicated? I like simple.
Simple.
Okay. So here's why it's a good real estate market. Going forward, are buyers motivated now?
No.
They aren't. Okay? Maybe I'm wrong. I can tell you, could buyers be motivated now? Just say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Buyers are driven by what they call interest rates and affordability. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Are interest rates going up or down? So a buyer will be able to afford a less than a house in a year from now.
Right.
So I'm letting you know, a lot of buyers, and maybe it may be different, But a lot of buyers are driven by interest rates. They know interest rates are going up. They know that they're probably going from 4.9 to 5.1 in December. They know that they can buy less house. So for the most part, I'm letting you guys know you're going to have motivated buyers, right? You guys agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think prices are going to go up or down? They're probably going to go down. Do sellers want to sell before prices go down?
Yes.
Yes. So when I say good real estate market, you have this group of people over here saying, we've got this huge shift coming, which yes, we've got this huge shift coming, all these things in the economy, and my buddy got laid off and all this stuff. I'm saying, you have motivated buyers and motivated sellers. It's a home run, guys. You can sell to both at the same time. That make sense? Okay, so we're gonna get rolling. I've spoken here once before. Thank you for having me.
We love you, Gary.
Okay, so I appreciate that. So I will give you the gist of it, and this is, I'm beta testing something only because she has trusted me, okay? So I'm gonna let you know, it's gonna be a little harsh. So I'm letting you guys know that, okay? So I designed this thing, Marion Benton, who, you know, at KW, and a couple other people. So I designed this thing called How to Compete. And I've spoken and I've given this thing to 11 market centers. I'm not a MAPS coach, don't run a coaching company, any of that. But I wrote down this thing on how to compete. And I really made it for our guys. So I've spoken here and spoken in Glendora, just spoken Beverly Hills for the Beverly Hills office, spoken in a bunch of offices. And can't do it every week because I gotta be selling real estate, I'm a real estate agent. But, you know, and this was gonna be my last thing, but long story short, Rob Eigner, who we talked about, says, I'll fly you and your wife, you know, we'll set you up in Santa Barbara. So my wife says,
I guess.
we'll do that, okay? So, but I'm look, we're gonna be super authentic, but one of the things is I come in and the OP team leaders say, hey, great job, and some of the agents say we're inspired and motivated and stuff like that. But I would walk away saying, did I make a difference? Okay? Yeah, they're inspired and motivated, but what happened? So I wasn't tracking anything. Does that make sense? So, felt good in the moment, but really, did it wear off? Like Tony Robbins would say, hey, look, I want to make sure there's tangible difference when you leave, stop, when you get done walking on the coals. Okay? So I really had to ask myself that question. So, what I'm going to do right now, you know, is I'm going to do something that most team leaders or OPs, if they knew what I was going to do, and I asked Anusha, do you know what I'm going to do? And she says, no, I don't, but I trust you. So thank you for that. But I'm going to share with you a conversation that I had with a couple agents, and a conversation that was designed a long time ago, and I just formatted it. And so Charles would know one of the guys that I gave this example to. So I'll give you the brief synopsis. It was a guy literally that was, first of all, on his way out of the real estate industry, maybe about a week away, okay? And really at a challenging point in his life. Charles, would you know that?
Yeah.
Like, when it gets real dark, like super dark. Called me up, had an hour conversation. I said, I never saw anybody on joining our team, but you need to come out here. Came out here, had a conversation, wrote him a $3,000 check. No contract, no nothing. I said, look, get yourself in order. And then, I need you to be prepared, and I think he posted this on his Facebook.
Right.
Okay? So it's public knowledge. It was private knowledge. He made it public, didn't want to make it public. Wrote him a check, say, look, get some food, get some things going, let's get rocking and rolling, and let's go to work. Your definition of work may be different than mine. I'm letting you know that. But stay with me. So he is in Downey. He would drive out to Chino Hills, sat right outside my office for 1 year. Went from a couple deals to how many, Charles?
Like 30.
In 1 year.
36,
At 23 years old. So from literally Ubering, all these different things, like in a super dark place, like literally checking out, to a couple $100,000 as a 23-year-old in 1 year. So he's been very inspirational. These guys that have made these quantum leaps are very inspirational. So I said, instead of having you guys be motivated and inspired, I'm going to coach you for the next 45 minutes how I've coached them.
Awesome.
And some of it is not fun, exciting, and stuff like this. Does that make sense? So I'm going to ask you, I said, Anusha, you may be mad at me, but if I say, hey, if I see a guy like Milton that now is taking care of his family, his sisters, has transformed his life from being what he would say on his deathbed. Okay? Big, right?
Yeah.
24 years old. Has a new lease on life. Okay? So I'm going to tell you, I wrote this thing, and so by the way, I talked to him on the way up here. I talked to him. He goes, you should rename it. So I wrote down the must list, things you must do if you want to do a transformation in your life. He said, how to perform CPR on yourself. That's what he said. I go, I like yours better. He goes, dude, we had to perform CPR. Okay? But we're going to go through the must list. Okay? So I'm not going to be rolling around like I usually do, because this is just a notes like between friends, like if I really want to really get you tangible results. So there's not 100 things. I'm going to give you 9 things to do. And I'm going to suggest at the end of this, in 40 minutes, a plan to keep you accountable. So, like deodorant, this does not wear off when I leave. Okay? Some of the notes that I talked to myself, that I wrote down. I have to go farther with you guys than just inspiration and motivation. I need tangible results. Some of you may quit. My belief is this market center will be more profitable if we do these 9 things. So Anusha will be happy. She may be mad if she says somebody hands in the license. I think she's going to be happy with the people that she has. Okay? So.
Anusha wants to do over 100 deals.
Okay, so that's it. Okay? So I already wrote down the next 5 years are going to provide the greatest opportunity that you have to build serious wealth. Okay? I want you guys to write that down. I met with Mark Willis before I joined Keller Williams from Century 21. Met with him at Starbucks, my buddy Brock. But Mark was saying, and I said, Mark, I turned 50 next year. Okay, 2 years, a couple years. I said, here's my belief. I go, I think I'm going to do more in 5 years from 50 to 55 than I did in the last 25 years. That's a pretty bold statement. So I said, I'm going to keep you posted on it, if I can actually do that. Okay? I'm going to let you know this. You are either going to be forced to operate, think, and act at a whole new level. This is my conversation that I would have with Milton. I actually delivered this conversation for our training at 9 a.m. Okay? Consider this an advance warning. So if somebody's joining, consider this an advance warning. You're going to have to work extremely hard. Okay? Here's what I would tell you. Let's get started on what I call the must list. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1. I must decide what I want and what price I am willing to pay for it. I'm going to tell you there's a million variations of this. And I'm going to tell you that most people could reiterate those million variations of it. But if I walk through the 260 million people living in the United States and I ask them one simple question, I'm going to guess what my answer would be. But I say, if I ask them this question, what do you want? I'm going to tell you what I guess the response would be. They would say, what do you mean? Do you think people would say, what do you mean? What do you mean, what do I want?
Yeah.
I want you guys to say, somebody says, what do you want? I go, how long do you have? I can tell you for 8 hours what I want. Okay? I want to build 50 houses in the next 50 years for homeless people working with a company called Newstar. I want to do this. I want to create 50 millionaires that I want an open casket where they throw in a through. I could tell you a lot of things that I want. Clear as water. I'm going to suggest something. I want you guys to get absolutely clear on what you want. It can't be even 99%. Okay? I've got goals, I got the vision board. I want you to be able to say, if somebody says, what do you want? You can say, this is what I want. Okay? Hey dude, this is the basics. Here's what I'd say. Go back to the note. Master the basics, your life transforms. John Wooden, right? Clear on what you want. I wrote down, if you are married or have friends, you have to have a conversation with your spouse, family, and friends. You need buy-in. I'm letting you know. Well, I'm going to transform my life. Well, we kind of like you the way you are. Okay? I'm letting you know. That may happen. You need some buy-in. if you're gonna work a lot of hours to get a huge jumbo jet of a dream, it's gonna take more time. That definition of insanity. You want the same thing? You can't do, you want different results, you can't do the same thing, okay? If you're not willing to pay the price, you're wasting our time. And you're not fooling anybody. Does that make sense? Anybody ever been to a gym? You see the guy on the treadmill that's like sweating. I don't care if he's overweight, underweight. You see the guy sweating, you just say, he's got goals. I'm letting you know that. You guys ever seen that? You ever seen somebody working super hard and say, that person has goals, they're clear on what they want? I'm letting you know, I can walk by and just see what's going on with people, and I can say, they know what they want or not. I do it. Even in my own team. I will pull people in, out, like, do you know what you want? You need to get clear. You're not working at it. I see by your work ethic, you don't know what you want. Does that make sense? I need you guys to get clear on it. Let me ask you this. I asked this question today. How much money can you make in real estate?
As much as you want.
As much as you want. Anybody have any other questions? Anybody have any other answers to that? As much as you want. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, as a real estate agent, as an OP, as Donald Bren, the founder of the Irvine Company, as much as you want. It's limited, right? Okay. Let me ask you this. What does it take to get in the real estate industry? Let me know if I'm being too hard.
No, you're awesome.
What does it take to get in the real estate industry?
$99.
$99 at an online class. Okay? Let me ask you guys something. Do you guys think that for $99 in an online class, you can get into an industry where there's unlimited potential?
Yes.
Okay. Did you guys think that there wasn't going to be a price you had to pay at some time?
That's right.
There's pins dropping. What I'm saying is this. If you can get in and... Anisha, let me ask you a question. You know some of the top agents in the United States? Top agents in the area? How much do they earn? Millions.
$6 million.
$99, online courses, millions of dollars. Not a PhD, 8 years, intern, residency at Loma Linda to earn $300,000. $99, $1 million, multiple streams of income. There's a price that comes along with that though. And here's what I will tell you, the disconnect is this. People see that, but they don't understand that there's a price that they're going to have to pay. Now, I'm not saying work 90 hours a week, but you guys understand that there's a price that you're going to have to pay for this opportunity. You guys get that?
Yes.
I have what I call drills. Okay, so drills are things that I want you to write down, that I want you to do. And I'm going to let you know something. There's a couple things that I'm going to get to Anusha by an email. I'm going to have my assistant. And I'm going to come back here in 90 days. This is what I want from you, Anusha. You're going to be held accountable too.
Do
Okay?
it.
I want the name of everybody in this room that attended this event.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to come back in 90 days, and I'm going to ask, who did it? Who did the 9 steps? And depending on the answer, I'm either going to come back again or I'm never going to come back.
Oh, you're coming back. You guys better get on it.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I am doing this. Do you think Anusha, how much am I getting paid today?
No, you're not.
Okay. Could I be doing something different?
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm doing this because a lot of people have given stuff to me, but I'm also going to let you know. The older you get, the more opportunities you get, the greedier you get with your time. I have 2 toddlers and a lot of opportunities. Does that make sense? All I'm going to ask is, are you going to do what I'm going to say? And I'm going to give you 9 things to do. Okay? That, like Milton, like Charles said, transformed his life. Number 1, write down on a piece of paper what you want. Let me ask you guys this, okay? I don't need the answer. If I was to ask you guys what you want, a lot of you could say, I know what I want. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Have you written it down?
Yes.
You have. Congratulations. The majority of people don't. But you need to be clear. Step one. Oh, by the way, here's what I'll tell you. Everything that, all these 9 steps that I'm going to give you, they're simple. But here's what I would tell you. Here's what it's going to do. It's called The Man in the Mirror, that Michael Jackson song. If I give you 9 simple things, not 100 complicated things, and you don't do it, you got to look in the mirror. What I would tell them. You say you want this, I'm going to give you 9 simple things. If you can't do it, you don't want it. Write down what you want. Number
When you say what do you want, can you go a little more in detail? Because it seems like it's something easy, but a little more in detail.
Okay, great. Okay. So what do you mean? So what I would say is this. I can tell you, I should have brought it. I have an old fashioned, so I go off Moleskines and I have a goal line, okay? So see, when I say what do you want? So I have a goal for financial. I have a goal for business, okay? I want to earn X amount of dollars. I want to earn them from my own personal sales, team sales, investments in brokerages, investments in real estate. It's detailed. What do I need to do? Fitness, okay? I have the goals here. Family. This is what I want to do with my family. So I have all of that. And I'm looking at it all the time. It's handwritten because for me, we have a business plan and but for me, I got to keep it close by, handwritten, modified all the time, which we're going to talk about. But I'm saying this. I want to sell 12 homes next year. After my fees with my brokerage, my net check is going to be $8,000. I want to make $96,000. Okay? What do I want? We're going to talk a little bit about finances. But you need to know what's your dollar amount. Okay? What are you going to do with the money? We'll talk about that. But you need to have, look, hey guys, here's a secret. You see somebody doing a giant leap in their life, or motivated, or doing things with their life, there's 2 drivers, a carrot or a stick. And if you don't go for the carrot, the stick's going to find you. I'm just saying, we're the 2 driving factors, pain and pleasure. I don't need Sigmund Freud to get that. So I'm saying this, give yourself carrots. You got to decide if you are driven by pain or pleasure. Does that make sense? You guys get that? So, what do you want? The amount of money you want to earn. Maybe decide to give yourself a gift if you earn the money you want. Does that make sense? Okay? We're going to talk about money a little bit. Look, I have 2 things that I want to buy at the end of 2019. But I have to make so much money because I'm conservative to be able to buy them. Does that make sense? Okay? But if I knock it out of the park, grand slam, I'm buying them. If you can afford them. We'll talk a little bit about gap. Okay? But you should have things that you want. I want to run a marathon. I want to, go on and have a date night with my wife. Just write down everything that you want. Okay? Because your making money is going to help you with that. We're going to talk a little bit about money and some of the money phobias that people have. Write down, and here's the other thing is this. So again, write a check to yourself and or your spouse the amount of money you will earn in 2019 as an exchange for your time. Anybody carry a wallet here? Mm-hmm. Anybody ever look at it during the day to pay for things? You're looking at your wallet secondarily after everybody looks at their phone 164 times a day. You're looking at your wallet second. I want you to have a check in there. I will earn $100,000 in 2019 payable to you. Put in the memo in exchange for hard work and or my time. When you're paying for gas, you're going to be looking at this. Well, what about the big goal and visualization board? Cool. But I want you looking at it all the time. Does that make sense? If I want to go out and buy a Tesla 100, not the 75, I put that in my brain and I carry the business card around. You know what I start seeing on the road all day long?
Yes.
If you start, I'm paying for gas, there's that check to me for $100,000. You're going to start finding opportunities to help you reach that if it's in your mind. Here's the thing. This is not some motivational humble jumbo. There's something in your brain called the reticular activating member. Tell yourself what you want, things start coming to you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You guys get that? Write a check. Okay. Number 2, we got a boogie. Number 2, I must get clear on my concept of money and learn how to master the use of it. Got to get clear on money. Well, dude, aren't you going to be talking about Boomtown and see? No, we're talking about the basics to go from 2 to 36. I got to get clear. Some of you may have a money phobia that you don't know. I am not going to hypnotize you today. Okay? But I'm letting you know I have a guy that I brought on that I absolutely love. His dad's a pastor. He said, I struggle with it. I go, what do you struggle with? Okay, and I'll tell you what I told him to do. I love my parents, but some people in my family aren't super fired up about making a lot of money. So I'm just letting you guys know that. Okay? And this is like one of those guys, he's just a super special guy, whether he worked with me or not. He's just a special dude. I said, so there's some money phobias. He goes, yeah. I go, as in, money is the root of all evil phobias. So that's what, because I can have come to Jesus talks. If they've already joined out, I can have come to Jesus talks. I go, so I said this, I go, I want to do, and like, what else? He goes, oh, you know, not a bunch. So like, money doesn't grow on blank. Finish that sentence.
Trees.
Okay? So, I go, people in your family can finish, yeah, people in my family can finish that sentence. Okay? So I told them this. I go, first of all, the actual code is the love of money is the root of all evil.
That's right.
Okay? So, didn't spend a lot of time on that. I go, but just make sure that the context is right, because we can spin anything with statistics and taking out words and stuff like that. The love of money. Okay? So I go, I'm going to give you a very simple exercise. He goes, what is it? I go, I want you to go to this website. Okay? And I wrote it down. I want you guys to write it down. Okay? Givingpledge.org. Anybody know what that is? Started by 3 people. Last names, Gates and Buffett. You guys ever heard of that?
Yeah.
But I want you to go to it. Don't just say, hey, cool. I want you to go to it. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to read the biographies. This is a very important thing. Okay? Okay? This isn't in my notes. Great scene, great movie. You guys ever seen that movie, Eat, Pray, Love?
Yeah.
Where they're on the dock at the very end? And she says these words in like a time written. And it says, let's cross over. That's what she says to the guy. Julia Roberts says this. I'm going to let you guys know some of the stuff you guys may say wonky, but I'm going to let you know, if you want to go from where you are now to powerful, some of these things are crossing over points. So just trust me. You guys have only got like 40 minutes left of me, but just trust me on this. What I mean by that is this. You have to get clear that your earning money can impact other people's lives in a positive way. You got to be clear on that. You know what I mean? So we just started something in my organization where in 2019, we were going to be donating a certain percentage of our money to build homes for the homeless. It's committed. I had a conversation with them. They said, how big can we go? I said, this company actually has an architect program where they go out and buy the land and you can build 50 homes at a time. What's it going to take to do that? We got to sell 1,000 homes a year. Funny how that lined up. I put that in my mind, found out about the architect, things line up. What I'm saying is this. You guys got to be clear on the fact that earning a lot of money, you can do a lot of good with it for your lives and your family's lives, and other people that you don't know, and other people that you don't even know that are not in your life but are coming in your life. Thank goodness I had $3,000 to give to Milton. That's going to spin off to his sisters, his moms, his friends, his family, because he's become powerful. You're earning a lot of money can be a benefactor in society. The reason that I say go to that thing, you're going to read about the guy that started Airbnb. You're going to read about all these billionaires. You guys have heard of Kaufman and Broad, KB, Eli Broad is on there. You're going to see guys that went out and did a lot of things and then are making a massive difference in society because they went out and they earned a boatload of money. So that's why I say the love of money. No, these guys earn money, the love of impact. Bill Gates, the love of impact. He wasn't doing Microsoft, he was doing it for the love of impact that he can make in people's lives. Does that make sense? You guys get that? Okay. I wrote down, we kind of got to go fast. I may go over 10 minutes. You cool?
20 minutes.
Okay. I wrote down the questions. What is money and how is it earned? I want you guys to write this down. Okay? This is, again, a crossover point. Money is nothing but an exchange for goods and services. You guys got to understand that. That's all it is. That make sense? What I'm saying is if you're not earning enough money, you're not delivering enough goods and services to the marketplace. It's that simple, guys. Does that make sense? Okay? I'm going to use this board a little bit. Okay? I'm not going too slow for anybody. I'm not going too fast, right?
That's right.
Okay, just right? Okay. So, you guys clear on that? If you want to earn more money, figure out how to improve your value proposition. We're going to be talking about that. Okay? But if you want to earn more money, you got to figure that out. How do I provide a higher level of service to the people that I serve? Does that make sense? If any of you guys have a team, I'm just going to say this. Remember, those people on your team are your clients.
Yes.
Treat them like your clients. Okay? So, I want you guys to write this down. Write down the concept of gap. Okay? So I'm going to draw a couple lines, what that means. Okay? I can remember when I started off in real estate, there were guys right around, starting off with me, a little bit older than me, started making a lot of money. Next thing you know, man, they had a fancy car. Next thing you know, they had this fancy house. If I have time, we'll talk a little bit about something that Grant Cardone said, a little bit about that. But all this ties into gap. And this was actually given, concept of gap, we talked about Dave Ramsey. It was actually a pastor, Dave Steckman at Inland Hills Church, talked about this concept of gap. Got it from Dave Ramsey. I said, dude, I got a finance degree, never heard that. Love it, simple. So here's the concept of gap. You have to commit to finding ways to increase your goods and services to raise your income. This is wealth. This is how you create wealth. Okay? Simultaneously, you have to find ways to decrease your expenses. I'm not talking about not reinvesting in your business here. But what I'm saying is if you do both of these at the same time, that's how you create wealth. Okay? You guys get that? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying if you're starting to make money, should I go out and buy 5,000 just listed postcards? I'm going to tell you yes, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But I'm going to tell you this, and some of the exercises, I want you guys to get really focused on your expenses, your personal expenses first. Okay? That make sense?
Okay.
Because I wrote down what usually happens. Dude, that guy started making a little bit of money. Here's what happens. Guy starts making a little bit of money. His expenses go like this. They parallel, right?
Right.
And then he gets what they call hubris, which means, dude, I'm making all this money. I was making 12 grand a year. Now I'm making 60 grand. Now I'm making 100 grand. His expenses start to go above. You guys ever seen that happen with somebody?
Yeah.
Mike Tyson? Do you know what I mean? Making nothing, makes a lot of money. Dude, they're making $10 million a fight. Crossed over. Okay? Wealth creation, create that gap. And I'm going to tell you something that most people don't know. Okay? Or you think you know, or you kind of have an idea, but you really haven't put a lot of thought into it. There are no retirement plans in real estate. We're going to talk about that. Okay? So, I wrote down, understand that the fastest route to the inflection point, which we're not going to go into, is applying the principle of gap coupled with reinvestment. So, as an example, what I told my friend Milton Charles was this. I want you to get a nice car and have nice clothes and nothing else for 5 years. Unless you can invest, or, well, what do I do with the extra money? Save, reinvest. That's it. What's step 3? Save, reinvest. No, there's not 20 steps. Do it for a while, especially at your age. 24 years old, you can do some damage with that. Okay, so a couple more things on this. Questions you need to answer now. Where's my money currently going? Need to know where that is. I'm going to tell you in the olden days, I actually had just one account. All my checks went in there, ATM, whatever. But when you start really monitoring what your personal expenses are, you're going to be shocked. And it's not going to be fun. I go to the ATM, get $500 out, $500. Shoot. You take out $500 a lot, that's $6,000 out of the ATM. In a month. Where's the money going? Okay? So I need you guys to monitor that. That's going to be one of the exercises. Okay? I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to ask you guys some questions. Okay? So I just made this comment, this came up here. There's no investment thing in real estate. So I told you I want you to make money to do good in your life and the lives of others. There's also a second reason. I don't want you to be 85 years old doing an open house. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? No, this is very serious. This is very serious. Okay? I don't like it. So I'm going to ask a question, okay, that you need to know your answer to. Serious business. Okay? How much do you need to live on to retire or be financially independent? You need to ask yourself that question. Okay? So, you see, Anisha, when I said, you know, I wrote in my notes. Okay? What does that say right there?
Taking the gloves off.
You know what taking the gloves off mean? Just be real honest with them. Like, be real honest with them. Okay? And really, because when we have super authentic conversations, movement happens. But I want you guys to ask this question. How much do I need to be financially independent or or retire? Okay? I will tell you for the record, I am not financially independent. In fact, I'm in the negative. So I'm investing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay? But I was financially independent by the time I was 29. And that number.
Investing it in property?
No, just in businesses and different things. Okay? But I was financially independent by the time I was 29. And my number was $4,800 a month. So I didn't have to get up. Had some apartment buildings in Azusa, Montclair, 3 little condos in La Pointe. Wasn't going to give me a great lifestyle, but from the definition of financial independence, I got there. Does that make sense? But here's what I'll tell you. There is a formula there. Okay? So my question, and I just want some rough answers, and it's going to differ for everybody. But here's a number you need to do. Because this is going to get you, you're going to call 100 people, maybe one person says yes. Oh, you're going to get discouraged. Or if you are very clear, I got to get to this number, you're going to say, no problem. I got to call 1,000 people. Just, that's it. Does that make sense? Anusha says to me, we're walking, I don't know how that turnout's going to be. Okay. I'm applying for bigger jobs.